Hi guys, I'm Essen and today we are going to compare DJI Mini 2 with DJI Mini 5 Pro. But first let's show you guys the unboxing of DJI Mini 5 Pro, what comes in the box.
Okay, so here we have DJI Mini 5 Pro 5 more combo with 36 minutes of battery timing. Okay, so when you open the box up,
You see a travel bag in the box.
this is the DJI bag. Open it up and see what do we have inside. Okay, so when we open it up, we have a compartment here. First of all, we have the remote. This 5 more combo comes with DJI RC2, and then we have the drone itself packed nicely in a very nice bag. Next up, we have the charging hub. It's a 5 more combo. It comes with 3 batteries. Next up, we have one more thing in it. It has some accessories. So
It comes with 3 extra propellers. I hope there will be 6 packets of propellers.
extra propellers, and then we have a USB-C to USB-C cable. Next up we have, I believe it's ND filters. Next up we have paperwork and some stickers. I think that's cool. So there is no charging brick. Let's start from the remote. We have
DJI RC3.
power button, scene button, return to home, and then we have memory card slot down here, which is really nice, and a USB-C port. And then we have 2 buttons down here, and we have the sticks, the control sticks, these buttons to control gimbal, and we have that photo take button and video button, and these are the antennas. Quickly open these ND filters. I don't usually use ND filters because it's too much of a hassle, but I would rather increase my shutter speed, but they are really nice and high quality. Let's open this.
Here is the charging hub.
Charging hub is very different this time. Okay, so now we have the main thing, the drone itself here. Let's unbox it. And here we have the drone. Damn, this is beautiful. So we have one strap here. You can take it off from here. It's out. A piece of cardboard holding the propeller. Let's take that off. Kind of a foam holding the gimbal, protecting the gimbal. So let's take that off. We have this gimbal holding foam. So now we have the beautiful drone out in its glory, and it's looking beautiful. We have the downward facing cameras, and we have the infrared sensor here, and we have this LiDAR sensor. We have cameras here, we have backward facing cameras, and all of these cameras help you give the 360 collision avoidance. Open it for the first time. Okay, let's open from the bottom before.
With Mini 5, it does not matter which arm you open first.
And voila, we have the drone, and it starts itself. As soon as you open the propellers, it's on. It's a nice touch. I like it. Setting up a drone is a long procedure, and I think minimizing those steps really help.
It's a 3-generation gap, and let's see if it's worth upgrading from DJI Mini 2 to DJI Mini 5 Pro. Let's start with the design. The design of the DJI Mini 5 is totally changed from the DJI Mini 2. It's much bigger and it looks more like a monster, and DJI Mini 2 looks more like a toy. But it's very important to mention that the DJI Mini 5 Pro is also under 250 grams. Also, this weight is with the intelligent batteries, which gives only 36 minutes of battery time. If you use DJI's Intelligent Plus batteries, which gives you 52 minutes of flight time, then it goes above 250 grams. So you must check with your local laws before flying the drone. The DJI Mini 2 offers 31 minutes of battery time. So DJI Mini 5 is a big upgrade when compared to DJI Mini 2 in every aspect. If you compare the standing speed of DJI Mini 5 Pro is 10 meters per second compared to only 5 meters per second. And the descent speed of DJI Mini 2 is 3.5 meters per second, while the Mini 5 Pro can ascend with the speed of 6 meters per second. And if we compare the flying speed, the DJI Mini 2 goes only to 16 meters per second, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro can go up to 18 meters per second. The DJI Mini 2 can fly at the maximum altitude of 4,000 meters, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro can fly at up to the altitude of 6,000 meters. So it opens a big range of possibilities if you like to fly in the mountains. The DJI Mini 2 gives you a range of 16 kilometers, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro gives you a range of 21 kilometers. If you are using the Intelligent Plus batteries, you can even go up to 32 kilometers. That's like a different city. This drone can go to a different city. Okay, so here's a big one. DJI Mini 2 does not have any internal storage, and I think it's very important that DJI Mini 5 Pro has internal storage of 42 gigabytes. So if your memory card is full, or if you forgot your memory card at home, you have a backup. You can record on the Mini 5 Pro. You still have 42 GBs, which is good enough for 15 to 25 minutes of 4K video. Okay, so now let's compare the cameras, because let's be honest, cameras are the real reason you upgrade your drone. So the DJI Mini 2 comes with a 1/2.3-inch sensor, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro comes with a 1-inch sensor. It's almost like the DJI Mini 5 has more than double the sensor size of DJI Mini 2, which gives a much better dynamic range, gives much better low light performance, much less noise, and much more ability to color grade your footage in the post, which is the biggest reason to get DJI Mini 5 Pro. Okay, so DJI Mini 2 comes with the 12 megapixel sensors, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro comes with 50 megapixel sensors, like more than 4 times the megapixels. DJI Mini 2 has an aperture of 2.8, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro comes with aperture of f1.8. Again, it's a big difference. Okay, so the DJI Mini 2 can record up to the maximum of 4K 30 FPS, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro can record up to 4K 120. Like seriously 120, like it's a big jump. And here's the big one. The DJI Mini 2 comes with 8-bit colors, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro camera can record 10-bit 420 colors. And comes with DJI Log M, which is a big reason. With a big sensor and 10-bit colors, it gives you a lot of flexibility in the post. I am a color grading artist and I've been using DJI Mini 2. Believe me, it's very hard to bring out good colors from this camera, but I have done it. But color grading and bringing out good colors from DJI Mini 5 is very easy because the footage is very high quality and the bitrate of the DJI Mini 2 is 100 Mbps, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro gives you 130 Mbps. So again, better bitrate, better color bits, better dynamic range, bigger sensor, they all lead you to better footage and more flexibility in post, and just helps you bring out better, more cinematic colors from the video. One big difference that came out after the DJI Mini 2 is now the newer drones can record in vertical setting as well. The gimbal can rotate 90 degrees and gives you a vertical angle, so you can record for Instagram, Snapchat or TikTok. But DJI didn't stop there. They also gave it the ability to rotate the gimbal while you're taking shots to give you more dynamic shots, and it gives you a whole new angle to your drone videos. DJI Mini 2 can go from 0 degrees to 90 degrees downward, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro can go 0 degrees to 90 degrees downward and then 0 degrees to 45 degrees upward. That means when your drone is flying, it can move its gimbal upwards, which gives you a lot of flexibility, especially when you're recording big towers or mountains. You often have to move your gimbal upwards to take a better shot, and it can do 225 degrees of rotating movement. DJI Mini 2 does not have any sensors. It just only have a downward facing sensor for landing, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro is filled with sensors. It has 2 forward LiDAR sensors, 2 forward cameras, 2 backward cameras, vision cameras, 2 downward vision cameras and downward infrared sensor. So in total, DJI Mini 2 does not give you any obstacle detection and collision avoidance, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro gives you a omnidirectional 360 collision detection and collision avoidance. So when you're flying this drone, only have to focus on your shot. You do not have to worry about if it's gonna bang itself into something. While the DJI Mini 2, I have banged it 2 times. That was only because I was focused on my shot and I forgot I have to look out for the obstacles, and I hit my drone and I damaged it and I had to get it repaired. So if you're entering the drone market and your budget is very low, not having sensors is okay. Like I had low budget, so I went for it. But having sensors and 360 collision avoidance, I think it's game changer. Once I have experienced no sensors and the fatigue and the stress it gives me, I will never go back. Okay, so DJI Mini 2 has OcuSync 2.0, which gives you 16-kilometer range, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro has a OcuSync 4, which is now called O4 Plus, which gives you 21 kilometers of range, and it has much better satellites and GPS and GNSS, while DJI Mini 2 has a very smaller GPS and satellite sensors. Believe me, if you're in a crowded place, it sometimes gives you a lot of problem regarding the satellites. Sometimes I have to fly my drone in the air without satellites, and when it goes up, then it detects the satellites. So in that time, it is dangerous because when it's not connected to the satellites, it can get out of control. It can drift away, not locking in its position. And the new batteries in the charging hub gives you fast charging, which charges your batteries in 60 to 100 minutes, while this old charging hub will take forever. So now that you have 360 collision avoidance, you can use the active track functions in this drone. So you can track yourself, and you can, if you are cycling or if you are driving or if you are doing any sport, you can track yourself with this drone and you don't have to worry about anything because it has 360. You don't have to worry about it. While the DJI Mini 2 does not even have active track, it has some master shots like circular, helix, and rocket, and few others. But it can never track you well, and you cannot just leave it out in the air and track yourself while you're doing some stuff. So that feature came out later in DJI Mini 3 and 4 and then 5. So the DJI Mini 5 Pro has a feature where when you unfold its arms, automatically turns on and it bypasses one step. That's a one less step you have to do. And then you have the remote DJI RC2 with this combo. You can also get the DJI RC N3, which is more like this remote. But while you're spending a lot of money, why not just spend $100 more or $90 more and get this remote? So you bypass another step. You don't have to connect your phone with the drone. It already has a screen. So it's more about how fast and how easy you can get the shot. And this remote is really nice. It has good antennas and O4 technology. And it also has a memory card slot in the remote. So you can record the videos in the remote and transfer your videos in the memory card directly. Okay, so moreover, DJI Mini 5 comes with a new kind of propellers that you do not have to use a screwdriver to take off. See, it just came out just like that.
As you can see, you can take it off just with your hands. It comes off just like that.
Okay, so now we have discussed all the differences and all the specs. The pricing I will attach here for both the combos. So let's go out and test out both the cameras, how much of a difference there is in the videos.
Okay, so here is a shot of DJI Mini 2 without any color grading, and it's the golden light time, and you can see the footage is nice, but it's not very high quality. Definitely needs some saturation and colors in it. Let's look at another shot in the golden time period, and here we can see some buildings. The dynamic range is okayish, and the buildings don't stand out. It does not look very good, and the colors are lacking a lot. In comparison, here is DJI Mini 5 Pro, and the colors and the details are already so much better, and the 1-inch sensors creating a depth and a defense in the buildings, and the footage looks much more 3D and colorful and a lot of flexibility in it. It is shot using DJI D-Log. I mean, it's just color corrected, not color graded, and it's already looking so good, and the colors are just so nice. Here in comparison, we can see that the DJI Mini 2 footage is so flat, the details are so less, and there is so much noise in the shadows, and the DJI Mini 5 Pro footage looks professional and nice. I can make DJI Mini 2 footage look a little bit better by spending hours on it, but here today we are just comparing the base settings. Okay, so here is the color graded version. I've tried to match them as much as possible, but still we can see there is a little bit more noise in DJI Mini 2 and less depth of field and less separation in the buildings and less control and flexibility in the colors of the footage and less dynamic range as well. So let's compare dynamic range in golden red, and we can see DJI Mini 2 against the sun. It's just doing an okayish job, and when covering the canal here, we can see that there is no details in the highlights and the shadows are almost dead. As we are covering the bridge, we can see that there is a lot of noise in the shadows, and the sun is totally blown out and the contrast is gone from the footage. Next up we have DJI Mini 5 Pro, and we can already see that there is so much details and colors in the shadows. It's almost a day-night difference. It seems like a different time, but it's only few minutes apart, maybe 2 or 3 minutes apart. Here we can see that there is so much details in the highlights of the canal, and the sun is much smaller blob, and the same bridge while covering with Mini 5 Pro has so much detail in the shadows, and the contrast is still missing here, but still so much better. Here they both are side by side. The Mini 2 is totally washed out while the Mini 5 Pro has all the details, and similarly the shadows on Mini 5 Pro are like so much better. While comparing the bridge, the DJI Mini 5 Pro looks definitely 5 years ahead. Now I have color graded both the drones to match as much as possible, and we can see the DJI Mini 2 looks a little bit better now, but still the details in the highlights are gone. The sun is looking very weird and the shadow detail is just gone. Here we are comparing the dynamic range because the light is shining on the buildings, and we can see that some part of the buildings are blown out, like this top of this building. And now we compare it with DJI Mini 5 Pro. We can see that the details are much more intact and the shot looks much more 3D than the Mini 2. Okay, so here is the real challenging situation. It's a low light and DJI Mini 2 is totally lost the ground. Its footage is so much grainy and noisy, and we can see that the trees are almost gone. The crops are looking like they're just drawn with the paintbrush, so there is not much detail and colors are not there.
And when we move forward and get a little bit closer, we can see some details, but still the footage is very low quality, I would say. And at the same time, the DJI Mini 5 Pro footage looks so much better. The colors, the detail in the trees, the detail in the crops is just so much better. It's much more cinematic and much more professional. Look at the details in the crops and details in the trees and even the details in the soil. So here we have footage from both the cameras side by side, and we can see that the trees are just so much better on Mini 5 Pro. It shows that there is so much detail in Mini 5 Pro, and now that I have color graded them, you can see the difference in the quality. The Mini 2 is filled with noise and grain, while the Mini 5 Pro is looking professional. Now let's take a look at the shots of some buildings, and here again we can see that it's filled with noise, just noise everywhere. And here is DJI Mini 5 Pro in the standard setting, not even D-Log M, and it's just so much better and the noise is so much less. And now let's color correct the DJI Mini 5 Pro, and we can see that it's already miles ahead. The colors are so much better. Now here they are side by side. You can clearly see the plethora of noise in Mini 2 and Mini 5 Pro 1-inch sensor is just beautiful. And here again we can see DJI Mini 2 does not leave any flexibility for color grading, so when you color grade it, it just falls apart. So here we are testing the dynamic range in low light, and we can see the sun has not risen yet and the footage is very dark and very greeny. The shadow details in the trees are just all black, dead clipped. And here we have DJI Mini 5 Pro in standard setting. It's already so much brighter and the tree details and everything is just miles better already. So here is the real thing, DJI Mini 5 Pro color graded, and it's looking so much better. It's looking very professional, very usable. And here we have DJI Mini 2 versus DJI Mini 5 Pro, and the difference you can see is huge. The footage is just so much brighter overall, there is so much detail and the shadows are safe, and we have a good dynamic range. It's much more color gradable. So here we have both the footages side by side, and the difference is just mind-boggling. There is so much difference in noise and dynamic range. It's just miles better. Mini 5 Pro is literally years ahead, and it shows. Let's do a tough dynamic range comparison, DJI Mini 2 against the sun, and let's see if it saves me, but it does not. And here we have DJI Mini 5 Pro against the sun, and I'm clearly visible. Here we can see that the DJI Mini 5 Pro is looking so much beautiful with the sun rising, and we can see that the dynamic range and the shadows are so much beautifully kept, and the colors of the sky are looking so much mouth-wateringly beautiful. And we can see that the buildings are looking good. That's what happens when you have a bigger sensor, much more light coming to the sensor, and D-Log M and 10-bit footage and 130 Mbps bitrate makes the footage so much better. So let's test the collision avoidance of this drone, and it does stop when it's close and it's not moving forward, so the sensors really work. As I told you guys, DJI Mini 5 Pro can also record in vertical mode, and here we can see that it's taking beautiful shots in the vertical modes that you can straight up upload to Instagram, and they will look beautiful. Even though DJI Mini 5 Pro does not have optical sensors, but you can still make some beautiful vertical shots with it. And here I am testing the active track feature, and it's in the selection mode, so it's just gonna follow me everywhere. Let's see how good it is in following me, in tracking me. So let's see. I'm gonna go downstairs and see if the drone still catches on to me when I come back in the frame, or comes forward to find me. And as it's in the spotlight mode, so I think it's not gonna move towards me, but it has lost me because I've gone downstairs and it can no longer see me, so it has just lost me. So I have to manually move it downward so it can find me, and after it can see me, it does find me. So here you can see that once it sees me, it's again starts following me, starts tracking me, and it's doing a good job. Like I am literally below the drone and it's still tracking me. Now I'm gonna go over and let's see if it moves there, and it has lost me again. So it's not very good, but if we can see you, it can track you. So let's try the tracking feature in an open environment. Here drone can see me and I'm there, it's tracking me, it's keeping me in the center of the frame. But let's see how long does it keep me in the frame. Here I'm gonna hide behind this building, and let's see if it's still able to follow me or find me. but I don't think so it will. It has just lost me once I go behind that building, behind that wall, and once I come back, it's tracking me and it's following me. So as long as you are viewable, it will track you. So we are back from testing both the drones. The DJI Mini 5 Pro is clearly much better in terms of video quality, and it's a must upgrade if you can upgrade if you have the budget. But if you have DJI Mini 4 Pro, I don't think you have to upgrade because the differences are very small, even though the sensor size has increased in DJI Mini 5 Pro, but still the differences are minimal. But if you have anything below DJI Mini 4 Pro, it's a should 100% upgrade. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, so please show some support because I need a lot of motivation to make more videos on this, more great comparison videos on this channel. So I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe and like this video. I'm here to help you guys. See you guys in the next one.